Welcome back, Santa Clarita Valley. We are here on your Neighborhood Watch.
Were you just dancing to Bad Boys?
I was getting down. I was cutting rugs. Ringmaster, honorary ringmaster, Kyle Jelling is in the studio, station manager for KHDS AM 1220, as is Deputy Josh Dubin of the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station and your host, Perry Smith, news director. We were talking about, there was recently a report put out by the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station's Crime Prevention Unit. The Sheriff's Department put out their stats, and then you guys basically took a look at it and kind of looked at where, as the Crime Prevention Unit does, it looks at local trends, how it can respond, how it can serve the community better. It's a constant process, and crime is down in city limits, but it creeped up in the unincorporated areas, and I just wanted to talk about that so people were aware of it. What kind of stood out from the statistics from your guys' perspective, Deputy Dubin?
Well, we put out via Nixle this morning a crime rate and statistics looking at that, and also offering some crime prevention tips, which we talked about earlier in the show. Right. You can go Google Nixle Santa Clarita, and you could read this. It's on there. Basically, within the city limits, we have the city and we have the unincorporated areas that we patrol both out of the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station.
And a lot of people don't realize that the city of Santa Clarita, it doesn't, the entire Santa Clarita Valley is not within its purview, if you will. But the Sheriff Station, you guys patrol the whole area. So
right.
You have two different sets of numbers. You have the city's numbers, and then you have the outreaches, if you will.
Right. And then we have a number as a whole, valley-wide, of everywhere we patrol in our patrol area.
Right.
So they're broken down a couple different ways, and it could get very intricate, and sometimes it's a little bit confusing. But in the Crime Prevention Unit, we're in charge of breaking down these crime statistic numbers and taking a look at crime trends and attacking those trends in an effort to lower the overall crime rate. So, City of Santa Clarita, contract city. We're contracted with the City of Santa Clarita, the Sheriff's Department are. Within
the largest one, isn't it?
Largest city contract, yeah.
Right, okay.
Within the city limits, crime, looking at it today versus this time last year, we're down 2.6% within the city limits.
Solid.
The unincorporated areas, and when I say unincorporated areas, we patrol all the way up to Neenack, Gorman, Castaic, Valverde, okay. Stevenson Ranch, there's no S on there, Westridge, Tesoro, parts of Plum Canyon, up Sierra Highway, those unincorporated areas. Our crime statistic numbers are looking at about 36% higher. However, you remember back in September of 2012, there was an annexation, and crime statistics are formulated throughout the country on one crime versus 10,000 population. How many people live in that area? So in breaking down those numbers, the report that the Crime Prevention Unit put out talked about some of the areas that we see most affected and some of the things that we're doing to help with those trends. We're making a lot of positive improvements. Recently, you just did a story on the Board of Supervisors with the Sheriff's Department and Magic Mountain approving a 5-year extension of the contract. We have a substation there. I've personally worked
and they
many
pay for that
there.
Service.
Right,
they
Magic
pay for
Mountain.
the deputies to come in and patrol there. And because it's not as though it's a high crime area, it's just I think there's a higher prevalence of crimes of opportunity based on the reports that I see and what I read coming out from the sheriff's station, right?
Oftentimes
and that can be cut down.
It can. Oftentimes, people will get on a ride, they're excited. Our Six Flags out here has some of the best coasters in the country. So they're excited to get on the rides, and they'll leave a purse. Guests will leave a purse or a cell phone on the ride platform unattended, ride the ride, and when they get off the ride, the items will be stolen.
Okay, and I want to mention, so again, obviously, like we were saying, the tips earlier, just be careful and, be mindful of your stuff. Know where your possessions are at all time. But I also want to mention, it's coming up this season. You guys are starting you guys being the sheriff's station, the toy drive.
Right.
That's coming up around the corner.
And we have 1 minute left on the Neighborhood Watch.
Right,
so here we go, the last minute. We're going to go fast.
Make it count. Go,
Make it count.
This is your minute.
Toy drive is coming up. You're going to see boxes around town, new unwrapped toys. It's going to be distributed local here in Santa Clarita Valley to families.
That's great. Part of it. It stays here.
It stays here. YL, Youth Activities League, under the direction of Deputy Brian Rooney out in Valverde, November 26th. They're going to be doing a Thanksgiving dinner for less fortunate families. And we're done.
Okay. Thank you for watching.
You're going to have to tune into social media to find out the rest.
Yeah, keep an eye out at Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station on Facebook. Thank you for listening. Deputy Dubin, as always, thanks you for coming by.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Kyle.
And Kyle and Bedham.
Thank you, board operator.
on your hometown station, KHTS AM 1220. This has been